Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. This time, for real, this time. This time, consistency. For sure, this time. Yeah, so I'm back. I saw two interesting videos I really wanted to react to. I wanted to drop a video a couple of weeks back, but the videos I had planned, I had started watching it, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of boring. But this one's something that really interests me. It's two Kurzgesagt videos in a nutshell, and I'm going to start off with this one because the title just made me laugh. The next one is going to be um a video or a series of videos I addressed that I had done previously, and I disagreed with them on those, and I even brought in, Greg Doucette to come and intervene in the issue. But they made some amendments to a video in a new video responding to that. So I like to see what the responses are. But yeah, first let's see what the the title of this video is: "The Dumbest Animal Alive," and it's just a big old fish as the thumbnail. Quick in a nutshell, take it away.
The sunfish, or mola, is the dumbest creature alive. Not just from
There are a lot of dumb animals in the world, right? To be the dumbest. Okay, all right. Let's see if it's justified.
an intelligence perspective. I mean, look at it. It's a bit
No,
of extreme.
why, why are they roasting it?
And comically bad at being an animal. Its evolutionary strategy is to be chunky boys, weaker than their predators, staring into the ocean with empty, dumb eyes, eating the least nutritious food possible, but growing amazingly fast, getting infested by parasites, and dying horribly. If you presented the sunfish in animal invention class, everybody would be really upset with you.
Yeah.
And yet, somehow, the mola doesn't just survive, but thrives. How? Like, actually, how? Are you okay, evolution?
Yeah.
The genus of
I don't think evolution is okay, but that's a topic for another day. Once again, let me just put my phone in silent. That's I get like messages and stuff. Want to see what I want. Oh. All right, hold on.
mola is a fish built wrong. A giant head that evolution lost interest in halfway through. Its body.
I was about to say the fish just looks. It does look like it's just a head.
Is very flat and circular without a real tail. Instead, it has a sort of rudder-like stump. Two fins on the top and bottom give it an unorthodox swimming style. They propel themselves forwards by flapping their fins in a goofy wobbling motion with as little grace as possible. It's less like swimming and more like underwater flying, although when they really try, mola can match strong swimmers like salmon or marlins. Some fish also don't have a swim bladder, the gas-filled organ most fish use for buoyancy. Instead, they have a jelly-like layer of flesh that's 90% water to dive or surface, which definitely doesn't help with agility. Most of the time, mola cruises around leisurely. Their teeth are fused into a parrot-like beak that sits in a tiny gaping pout that's open most of the time. Together with two huge empty eyes, the sunfish has a perpetual derpy face, always looking stunned. Some fish don't have proper scales, but some of the thickest skin in the ocean after whales.
And I need to find. I need to find a picture of this actual sunfish. It does look quite dumb. I'll insert the picture so you guys can see this. It's not an intelligent looking fish. It does look like it doesn't know what's going on. They are huge though. Damn. Okay, continue.
Up to 15 centimeters thick. It's rough and rubbery and often covered in mucus, like armor made from car tires. although most of what it's protecting is not that great in the first place. Sunfish can become as big and massive as a large car, but its organs are collected together in the front of their body, while most of their bulk is oddly textured, flabby, gelatinous tissue, an animal made from all the worst parts of a steak. This very mid-meat is supported by a sort of weird skeleton without ribs or a tailbone and a lot of cartilage. Their weird bodies are a mobile mini-ecosystem, infested and saturated with around 50 species of parasites, probably more than any other fish.
Damn. But like the more we find out about creatures that live under the sea, the weirder and weirder the creatures get. Like you'll be surprised that it's like it's like scientists were like exploring the deep blue sea, and like they got to me, they were like, you know what? This is too much for us. Let's go study space instead. I think that's more comprehensible than whatever is going on here.
Stations, barnacles, various
That was a lot funnier in my head.
worms and protozoans live on and in their skin, muscles, gills, or organs. They're such a paradise for parasites that even their parasites have their own smaller parasites. Some molar are also followed by an entourage
A paradise for parasites, like they're part and parcel, like peas in a pod. Which are the picture perfect. Okay, let me stop.
of other fish that seek protection, food scraps, or feed on their inhabitants. This awkward situation may be the root of their most bizarre behavior. Molar frequently swim to the surface to float on their side like a pancake. They're sunbathing to warm up again from deep, cold dives, which is where they got their name from. But they also do it to present their body to seabirds like albatrosses. The birds start picking the parasites from the sunfish body, while smaller fish that live near the surface take care of the bottom half, cleaning them in exchange for a snack.
This fish is not the dumbest. This is what you might call it mid-maxing. Yeah, it's just chilling, just going through life. I ain't stressing about what I can't control, living la vida loca. No, wrong word. Hakuna Matata, It goes to the sunbathing while he's getting his spa treatment from the birds above and the fishes below. It's doing great. It's smart if you ask me.
While this is a great adaptation to their parasite infection, it sadly often leads to dead sunfish when they collide with boats. Since they're still cold and slow from the deep when they float on the surface, they can't react to anything coming at them. Once molar reach a certain size, most predatory fish seem to avoid them, probably wrongfully assuming their size means that they could fight back.
See, this fish is not dumb by any means. Sure, it gets run over by boats because it's too big and slow to like get out of the way. But that's not because it's dumb. It's just because that's the world it lives in. Ants aren't quite the dumbest animals. I would say ants are actually one of the smarter species of insects, but they die pretty easily. Like human beings just walking along, crush a whole ant hill and a whole lot of ants, and we don't even notice it. So it doesn't. I don't think its vulnerability is a testament to its intelligence, right? And other like animals avoiding it because of its size. That's just smart tactics. A lot of times, like okay, wise words from the monks. A lot of times, the stronger you look, the less you have to prove your strength, right? But the weaker you look, the more you have to like do to preserve the things that are yours. It's kind of like somebody that could fight and everybody knows this person can fight doesn't have to fight as much as somebody that everybody knows can't fight. Then that person that can't fight has to fight a lot to hold on to the things that they want to hold on to. It's a weird thing that happens in life, but hey.
And because their outsides are too tough. But orcas, sharks, and sea lions sometimes attack and take a bite, usually only to say, No, thank you. I prefer starving to death. Because for big predators, some fish are watery, not very nutritious, cartilage-filled, parasite-ridden jelly donuts. They simply prefer to eat almost anything else, leaving molars swimming around with big chunks missing, looking even more ridiculous. Sea lions have been observed to skip the whole sunfish and only eat its organs, play with its body like a frisbee, and then leave the rest for scavengers.
Oh, that is
Sunfish
savage.
might be sad about all of this, but we'll never know because our chunky boys are incredibly stupid. Lovable, chunky, derpy idiots.
Nah. Yeah. I don't know if say they're dumb. They're kind of ugly in an adorable way, you know. Um, what's this animals? This, I think, is it groundhogs or mammoths? There is. I'll try and find the no, I'm thinking of capybaras. They're like super chill. They don't bother nobody and everything. I don't think that means they're dumb or anything. You know, it's just what it is.
Sunfish have one of the lowest brain-to-body ratios in the animal kingdom.
Okay, okay.
The car-sized
They should have led with that. That is that is comically unintelligent. His eyes is bigger than its brain.
molar has a walnut-sized brain and only a tiny spine, so its mind runs an early alpha version of intelligence with updates disabled. If you look a sunfish deep
That is a wild analogy. A walnut-sized brain and a tiny spine, which means one, the processing power of the brain is small, and the way the information is travels is also small because the spine is tiny. So information traveling around the body to each other. Well, I can say that's also being a smart thing because if it's an animal that is constantly getting like other animals taking chunks of it, the I'm guessing pain reception is also like on the delayed timeline since the spine isn't really connecting super well with the tiniest brain. So it's pretty yeah. It's still not bad.
in the eyes, you'll mostly see your reflection. Despite or maybe because of their daftness, they're pretty gentle fish that show no aggression towards other larger animals and are friendly to humans. Sometimes they even approach divers or boats to check out what they are and to stare at them derpily. Even if some fish could get angry, they kind of lack the tools or temperament to hurt a human. Adult sunfish are loners that spend most of their lives drifting and wobbling through the ocean solo, although sometimes they come together to make babies. Spotting
Hey,
two
man,
sunfish
hey.
making love is extremely difficult because they rendezvous in the deep ocean. But we know that their strategy is for 99.999% of their offspring to die. Female molar carry far more eggs than any other vertebrate on Earth, hundreds of millions of eggs in a single mating party. Sunfish eggs are tiny and float in the plankton where millions are eaten, starve, or don't even hatch. The larvae that do hatch are adorable rice grain-sized weirdos covered in little star-shaped spines with the derpy facial expression of adult sunfish. All kinds of predators gobble up these tiny molar by the millions, so to have any chance they need to become large quickly. Luckily, sunfish have the most rapid and extreme growth of any animal. A larva can increase its weight 60 million times from hatching to adult. This is the equivalent of a human baby growing to the weight of an aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
If you grow fast, you need a lot of nutritious food, and this is why molar have chosen to specialize on the dumbest meal available. The dumbest predator versus the dumbest prey. The sunfish found a truly remarkable ecological niche. If your prey is so pathetic that some other predators don't want to bother with it, you have it all for yourself. Molar are generalized predators with a focus on small and soft stuff. Their huge eyes can see incredibly well, especially in dim water, and they can sneak up on small prey or sift through drifting zooplankton. Mostly fish larvae, squids, shrimps, mollusks,
Plankton,
starfish,
no.
small crustaceans, really any soft critter they can get to. But maybe their favorite meals are from the jelly kind of sea life, soft critter they can get to. But starfish, small
Okay, so I see it's Gary, Patrick. This isn't quite Squidward, but Squidward's cousin and Larry. Damn, the whole bikini bottom is not safe. Damn, this is Loki, the final boss of SpongeBob.
crustaceans, really any soft critter they can get to. But maybe their favourite meals are from the jelly kind of sea life, like jellyfish, ctenophores, and salps, which really is something since these are almost entirely water and have almost no calories. So, to get any meaningful amount of nutrition, sunfish can mow through swarms of jellyfish, sometimes devouring thousands in a single day.
Dang.
Without a swim bladder, mola can dive very deep and surface quickly and freely, giving them a huge range, able to travel dozens of kilometers a day to graze
I keep saying it. This fish is not dumb. Everything they say about it is kind of cool, actually.
on the seafloor or reefs, hunt for jelly in the deep, or consume plankton and algae near the surface. Mola are the cows of the ocean, huge and constantly floating around, slurping in high volumes of low-nutrient food. Since they don't really chew with their beak, sunfish have found another absurd way to eat: long, claw-like teeth in their throat. Mola suck in their prey, pull it through their throat teeth that prevent it from escaping, and maybe move it around and rip it apart like a slow-motion wood chip.
Damn.
Okay, as much as we're roasting the sunfish,
You have been roasting it.
understand that we're making fun of it. Actually, it's kind of genius.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I've been trying to say.
Nature has a sense of humor and has left niches in the ecosystem that are best filled by being passive and bad at everything. Mola are derpy goofballs that are bullied by everyone. And while it is fun to call them dumb, actually they're a highly specialized and resilient species widely spread throughout the oceans of the world. A marvel of evolution. A truly genius creature. And as the human game
It's. I'll try not to get carried away with this side tangent, right? But I think when I see things like this, it is almost a stronger argument against evolution than for it, right? So we see this like super unintelligent creature that is so well adapted to the environment to survive, and the implication is it is evolved to do so. But I don't think so. If you watch this channel for any length of time, you know my beliefs. I'm a Christian. I believe that God created the whole world, and in light of that, it's like, how can you tell me that this animal wasn't created specifically to be the way it is, but instead it just happens to learn, or to it just happened to transform into the perfect machine to survive in the environment for what it is, because it's not the only one living in that environment, but in the whole ecosystem, from the things it eats to the things it produces and the things it also feeds others. Such a powerful ecosystem that is so well balanced. If it is a reason of evolution, we should also ask ourselves why things evolved to be in such a way. It's almost as if they have some sort of like hardwired coding into like the very laws of nature, that things that are alive should survive. And in furtherance of that survival, we we see all these various adaptations to that effect. Anyway, back to sunfish.
gazes into the sunfish's eyes and wonders how evolution could produce such an ingenious creature.
It's cats.
Sunny suddenly wonders about her own origins. There's a deeper version of her story that nobody told her. So let's help her find out. With the MyHeritage DNA test, she can take a deep dive into her own DNA, discover her family history. Robin's results ancestors' fingerprints etched into her DNA. Sunny traced her story out you the link in the dumbest animal alive on your wall. Our
Okay, I think that's pretty much the video. It's just pretty interesting. I'll say, I enjoyed the video. I don't think the fish is dumb. and you know what I feel about evolution, and you know what you might call it. That's by the way. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. That's probably going to be uploading shortly after this one, talking about the walkout paradox again. For the third time or the fourth time now. All right, guys, have a good one. Deuces.